In a verse, I'm gonna start from 10. It says, be steadfast in thy understanding, and let thy words be the same. Be swift to hear, it says, and let thy life be certain. And with patience give answer. If thy have understanding, answer thy neighbor. If not, lay thy hand upon thy mouth. All right. So basically it means to be quiet. If you know the answer to a question, then answer it. Are we supposed to eat pork? No, we're not supposed to eat pork. Here's the scriptures. Slacky, I just had acid reflux. Slacky, Akim. Anyways, it said if you know, it said if thy has understanding, answer thy neighbor. If you have the understanding on that breakdown, then answer it. You can answer the question. But if it comes to a part where you don't understand it, you're not supposed to just wing it, make it up, act like you do understand it, because that's when you add in false doctrine. That's when you add your own words in there, And I mean, I'm gonna say even whether it's right or wrong, because if you can't prove anything, that's just as much as knowing as it's wrong. Because the scriptures say in the book of Proverbs, I'm gonna get that. Four and 7, it says, wisdom is a principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. All right. So you can't just go out here and preach or say something or teach something that you have no idea what you're talking about, whether even the things you're saying is right. Not through the spirit, not through the spirit, you might say something that you probably haven't studied in a minute, but the Lord brought it back to your remembrance and you answered the question right. But that should just motivate you to go, oh, damn, let me go do that. Let me go do a brief study on this subject right quick. Cause I forgot about that. I forgot I knew that, but just to go out there and just teach something that you have no idea what you're talking about, you sound like a parrot or a monkey, That's why the scripture says, with all that getting, get understanding. Make sure you're understanding what you're talking about. All right. It's one thing to know. Yeah, right from wrong, but it's another thing to know when to apply it. All right. Yeah, I know I don't supposed to eat pork, but how can you prove it to the next person? Because the next person says, okay, I know I'm supposed to eat pork. How did you come up with that? Oh, I don't know. I just know I don't supposed to eat pork. That sounds horrible for a person to be called a so-called teacher or a preacher. For them to say, I don't know. I just supposed to do it. It's in the Bible. No, you're supposed to go into the scriptures and prove it. This is the reason why. You go into Leviticus, you go into the various scriptures to prove, hey, the Lord said there's an unclean thing. The Lord says, what? Them that cheweth the cud and are clover-footed. Those are only the animals that we eat. The pig does not chew of the cud. The pig eats anything. The pig eats dead corpses, trash, You can feed a pig anything. It can eat grass, yes, but it eats everything. Cheweth the cud is basically animals that regurgitates their food, chews up the grass, spits it out, and re-swallows it, like cows or buffalo. Those are animals that chew up the cud, which is basically regurgitates their food. That's what you're supposed to do when you go into certain breakdowns or certain things when they're dealing with the scriptures. All right, that's the proper way that you break down with the scriptures, man. What the scriptures say? Rightly dividing. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15, it says, study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that need not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, man. You're not just sitting here saying, oh, this scripture goes with this. Now, you do have some scriptures that are double or triple fold, but basically you're using that scripture in the proper context and the way it's supposed to be used, man. All right. The word divided means to cut straight, to cut away, a process of straight path, a hold of straight course, to doing right, to make straight and smooth. All right. So when you're breaking down these scriptures and you're dividing the word, rightly dividing the word in truth, you're doing it in a correct manner. So that shows you can basically be preaching, but you could be preaching a false way. You could be preaching a wrong way, because you might use a scripture, which that scripture doesn't even mean that, That's why the scripture says, like I just read, man, rightly dividing the word and truth, man. We're not just out here on the highways and byways just to preach a book that we just stumbled across. We're actually out here to break down the strongholds, man. I don't think it's a break. I think it says something else. I think it says bring down. Or the pulling down. The pulling down of strongholds. Y'all hear this right here. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 4. It says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. What are our weapons, man? And what is this warfare? It's all spiritual, man. We're going to battle with Esau right now on a spiritual level, man, because we're waking up the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans onto who they are, man. That's spiritual, all right? So the weapons, us going, and what is Esau trying to do? Esau's trying to keep you asleep, you know? By throwing certain demonic things at brothers, man. Trying to take brothers out, you know? Trying to have brothers' jobs shave their beards off, you know, or trying to take that jab, you know, and eventually he's gonna try to issue in that RFID chip, man. All right, that's what Esau's trying to He's doing all this spiritually and systematically because he doesn't want you to get close to Yahweh Shem Yahshua. He wants to keep you as far away from the Lord as possible, you know. And where we are, we're trying to put the flesh and your skin and the sinews back on you, you know. We're trying to build you up. All right, that's what the word edify means. The word edify or the word edification basically means to build up. To what? Build up your faith, build up your knowledge, build up your body. You know. But here you go. You got Esau and his angels trying to tear you back down. You know, trying to cut the flesh off of you. All right. It says for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds, man. And them strongholds are what? These false doctrines out here. You know, that got our people completely and utterly destroyed, man. As far as Christianity, Muslim, Buddha, whatever you find, Scientology, atheism, whatever you find a belief out here that's Jake's crutch, that's a stronghold, man. And here we are. The Lord's given us the tools and the and the wisdom and the knowledge to pull down these strongholds. That's why it says what? But mightily through Yahweh, man, because it all starts with him. Because the scripture says what? The Lord said, I will put my words in his mouth, you know? And he's going to preach. So these words that we're speaking are not from us. It's not something that we just came up with. It's through Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. And through that, we're going to pull down strongholds. All right? We're going to completely dissect these beliefs, man. Like in the book of Mormons, man, it says that if your skin color is dark, that's a curse from the Lord, you know. Which in the scriptures it says, if your skin turns as white as snow, that's a curse from the Lord. So which one is it? Well, which skin color is the perfect skin color? You know, if those books are so-called supposed to be intertwined with each other, which they're not. I'm just basically showing you how the Book of Mormons contradicts the Bible, man. Not contradicts, goes against the Bible. But they supposed to be one in the same book, man. That's not. Also, it says David and Solomon was an abomination to the Lord because they had multiple wives. Now, that's nowhere in the scriptures. They say, I think it says David and Solomon having multiple wives, which was an abomination unto the Lord. Some bullshit like that, man. That's not in the scriptures. See, that's our job, to go into these doctrines and pull them down to show you and to basically reveal the how can I say the BS basically of these other doctrines, man, because they're not of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, scripture says the gods of the other nations are idols. All right, and that's exactly who are over all these religions, man. Other gods, not Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's of the Bible. Even Christians are so-called supposed to be God-fearing people, they actually have a person called Seshra Borgir, which is their Jesus Christ, man, which is another God, which really is a man. Really, he ain't really a God, but they worship the man like a God, you know. So it's our job to not only to wake up our people, to tell them who they are, to pull down these strongholds in a direct manner, man. Because there's a right way to do things and there's a wrong way. We got to make sure we're doing these things rightly, because this is the word of Yahweh Bashim Yashah that we're carrying, man. So Lord willing, I hope this video was edifying for you brothers. That's all basically I wanted to talk about. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yashah. Peace and taste to you brothers out there pushing the truth wholeheartedly, and double honors to my elders. Until next time, shalom.